Hi, welcome back to my channel, Fix and Repair. Today I'm going to show you what I did to fix a transmission return cooler line on my 1990s OBS Chevy truck. So this is some of the stuff I have right here. I got some of those rubber gloves from Harbor Freight. I got my wire cutter from Harbor Freight. I got my small channel locks from Harbor Freight. And I have the small round file, the flat file, that saw. I was going to use a grinder, but I couldn't get the grinder in there. Another pliers. That's the file set. The small round one I got. Pittsburgh. I need the number. The top right there. Use some WD-40 and some mineral spirits and a lot of rags. Oh, and I'm going to use some hose clamps on it, 3 on each side to make sure it won't come apart. The hose I purchased, it's this hose right here. I purchased at O'Reilly's, and I purchased fuel hose. That's the number GAT27340. It costs $10 a foot, or $9 a foot. And I just bought exactly what I needed. I would have ran a longer line, but I didn't feel like spending $30 and splice it in. A little difficult to get my hands in there, but it worked out okay. If I would have had to spend $30 on that hose, I would have just went on eBay, and they sell braided transmission cooler lines, both of them, for around $40 with the fittings and everything installed. They use them on hot rods. That's what I would have done otherwise. And the reason I went with fuel hose is because the transmission line they had there was just too loose to fit over that 5/16 steel line I have. So I went with the fuel hose, like I said. And since it's a return line, I shouldn't have any problem with it at all. I'll come over here. I got some zip ties I'm going to be using to zip tie it up. That's the piece that was just temporarily JB welded and clamped just so it didn't leak so bad, and it worked good enough until I have the permanent fix here. But from what I can figure out, the top one on the radiator is the return line, and that one I had JB welded two together because I didn't care. And it wasn't leaking, but I just did that so it wouldn't leak in the future. And the way to tell, from what I figured out, is on the 700R4, the line that's on the top is the return. So, all right, in the next part of the video, I'll be underneath it and I'll show you how I fixed it. All right, this is underneath the truck. This was a line here at the curve to it. It ran back here. I put 3 clamps on it. Probably 1 for overkill there, but I put 3 on the other side. Same thing again. I had extra hose. I just twirled it up here, and I don't think it's gonna hit my steering. So I could have made it a little shorter, but I needed a lot to grab onto to force it on there because it was pretty tight. So I think everything is good and secure. And I can show you back here. 700R4 top line, assuming is the return from what I researched. And it runs back through here, right there, and eventually turns into the one that I put the hose on. And as for those Menards clamps that I purchased, they sell a different brand now, and they are no good. So do not buy those Menards clamps. They're called Breeze. And they didn't work at all. I used old clamps. They worked a lot better. The ones I had purchased from Menards before, a different brand, they're really good. See where they're manufactured. It's on the back. Mozak Group Incorporated. The ones that were made in China were the better ones. So they went with American, and they're no good. Camera's a little blurry because it's out of focus. So how I fixed this, I'd like to explain it. I cut off the bad section, which was between here and there. I used that Harbor Freight small saw. It's a Chicago electric one. I think it's called a body saw. And then I took a file, a flat file, and I filed all the burrs off on each end of the steel line. And then I took the round file and I stuck it in there, and I got any burrs that were on there. And then I took the mineral spirits and I cleaned the metal line, get all the debris off of it. And then I took WD-40 and sprayed a little bit on each end so I could slide the hose on. So that was the process there. And I used my pliers to help slide it on there because it's a really nice tight fit. Alright, hopefully that helps.
Sit, Ace. Aw, good dog.
Woo!